That is a mouthful. Good afternoon. How are you doing right across the world? And it's great to be here. Yes, it is Omega Radio, and this is Spot On with Vernon Darby. And we're coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3 FM. You can also hear us on the internet at www.omega.com. So it's www.omegaklas.com. Remember, you can download the Omega app on your phone. Good afternoon. Of course, you can hear us in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 FM. This is Spot On with Vernon Darby. This is the People's Program, the People's University, and the People's Parliament. Stay with us. Yes, it's a mega radio for your spiritual, social, and intellectual needs. Stay with us because we support what is best for you, our listeners. It's a People's Show where I listen to your concerns and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. This is a place to find the experts to help you. This is a place for exciting discussions. This is a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is a place to be spot on. Remember that if you have community issues such as poor road conditions, water challenges, garbage collection challenges, any problems in your communities, then you need to talk with me. And you have something good happening in your community, yeah, well, then you need to let me know. Let me know what good is happening because, encouragement, as they say, sweetens labor. So if you have somebody who's giving outstanding service in your community, I'd love to know. Or you want to recommend someone who we should talk to on air because those who are doing good and contributing significantly, we want to have them on air. Let everybody see what they're doing so the youngsters can also emulate them. Somebody is giving you good customer service, whether it's a government entity or private sector entity, then let us know. You can send me a WhatsApp message to 876-816-5261. You can also send me a voicemail to 876-816-5261. You can also call me on air at 876-613-9129. That is 876-613-9129. Toll-free number is 877-494-0253. That is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. Let me go again. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. So let me give you those numbers again. While I'm on air, yes, you can call. I'd love to talk with you. Make sure that your voice is heard. Don't complain that you're small, man. You're a small woman. Nobody not small and nobody not hear you. When you come on this radio program, the nation hears you. The world will hear you. And of course, when I pick it up, everybody will have to hear you. All right? So you make sure you call during this program. And don't forget, yes, we have the telethon running now. I'll tell you more about that later on in the program. So the numbers to call are 876-613-9129. And the toll-free number is 877-494-0253. The international number is 954-900-4310. All right, let me see what's coming up today. Of course, we start off with the great music to really get you into the spirit on a Friday afternoon. Yes, it's Friday. And don't tell me about thank God it's Friday, because guess what? Some persons will have to work tomorrow. Yeah, man. Some persons will be heading to church tomorrow. And that's good. That's why some will go on a Sunday. All right, so our first guest for this morning will be Mrs. Elaine Walker Brown, a very interesting lady. You know, you link that name to football, yeah, from St. Catherine. So we will be talking with her and learning from her. And it won't be a sports talk as such, just talking to her about how sports can help young people and learning as much as possible from her. She's a leader, of course, and she has made history too. All right, then we will have real estate matters. And of course, we will have Gabriel Gilpin Hudson, a lawyer and a realtor. Don't forget, if you have a property to rent, you want to buy somewhere, you want to rent somewhere, or if you have something to rent, then you need to call me and on air. You can send me a message and we'll definitely get it out there for you. Then we will have the workplace, and my guest then will be Mr. Granville Valentine, president of the NWU. So we'll be talking with Mr. Granville Valentine. Then at about 1500 hours, that's 3 o'clock, 3 afternoon, 1500 hours Eastern Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. in Jamaica, we will have meditation, Bible reading, and that will be followed by You Shoulda Know That. And right after that, we'll give you your weather forecasts, yes, local, marine, and also I think we have a press release there from the meteorological office. So definitely all of you, and you know why I'm pushing this weather thing, because I've been warning persons for years about going out there, playing football, and let me tell you something, the executives out there, yes, I spoke to some sports people, what they told me did not make sense, and giving excuse to the nation. Careful, we're talking about giving excuse. When you tell a nation, say rain was a falling, well, rain always fall. Rain don't rise. You are what you're saying that because there's no rain, there'll be no lightning. Where do you get that from? And the rain make the lightning, and the clouds them. So please, when you have a situation like that and you listen to the forecast, then you just might have to postpone that football match for the afternoon. So the workplace, and then in the afternoon, we might be talking to my friends of the Jamaica Cancer Society. We'll see how that one goes. And we'll have fun in the afternoon here. And of course, coming say between 3:30 and 4, I definitely want to hear from you. Give me a call, man. You can send me messages. All right, so now you're ready. It is now time for, yes, Pastor Bone, to get the music going on a Friday afternoon and get the spirits really rising so that you have a spirit of love in you. I know some of you are going to pick up your children at school, but keep the tempers down, stop bad drive, and stop cuss off one another. How that is going to help you? What I suggest you buy a helicopter then, and then you fly to school and fly home. In that case, you won't need to fly on all roads. And in that case, you won't have to cuss off people too. When you cuss off, you cuss off the man, you don't even know the man. Well, what you achieve is just amazing. All right, let's get the music rolling on a Friday afternoon, September 22, 2023. I'm your friend, Vernon Darby. Oh, yes. What a way to start off. And I tell you what, I'll be linking with a wonderful doctor there in Montego Bay. I wonder if we have her on the line as yet. We're trying to link up with Dr. Marcia Campbell on the line there. She's in Montego Bay. And she'll be telling us about what is happening. We had a little challenge yesterday, so therefore we're going to link up with them directly today and to let us know what is happening. The Cancer Society is there doing some screening, and one of our partners yesterday on yesterday with the let me just check if they're on. No, they're not on as yet. So we're going to still trying to make contact with them. That's we have her on the line as yet. Oh, we don't have her. Still trying to get Dr. Marcia Johnson Campbell. Can we get her? We need to get her like now because she's waiting to come on. Dr. Campbell, if you are listening, we're going to have you on shortly. So just bear with us. It's now, I don't have much time. It's now 13:20. That's 20 minutes past 1. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, we're broadcasting on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3, and also 101.9 FM in Fort Lauderdale. This is Spot on the People's Program, and of course, later on, we'll be telling you more about the telethon, so you continue to stay with us. In the meantime, we are trying to link up with Dr. Marcia Johnson Campbell, who is over there in Montego Bay. So you continue to stay with us as we try to make contact. And of course, as I said to you before, we definitely want to hear from you. There are numbers you can call. The numbers to call are 876-613-9129, 876-613-9129. And the toll-free number is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. Well, I think we'll have about 7 more minutes, and we're still trying to make contact with Dr. Marcia Johnson. We have her online as yet? I think we're still trying to get her. We don't have her as yet? I think we don't. We probably. All right. Still trying to get her. Dr. Johnson, I'm going to ask you to stay put right there. We're still making some efforts to link with you. She's all the way there in Montego Bay. I think we have her online right now. Good afternoon, Dr. Marcia Johnson Campbell. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing very well. It's a beautiful day here in Montego Bay.
Lord, when the doctor is well, then I don't have to worry. The patients will be okay too, ma'am. And you're in the beautiful city of Montego Bay. I guess the temperatures must be rising there, or it's getting cooler?
Well, it looks like it's going to be a bit cooler later on. I'm seeing some clouds coming, but right now we're good.
You're good. But before I even start, let me commend all the doctors and the nurses, all the health professionals there who are working hard. And let me tell you sometimes, let me apologize to those of us who don't treat you no good. Lord, we don't know better. I don't know how you can treat people who are look after you, treat them badly. I don't know. Probably you can't tell me. And then you're going to tell me, say, Verna, if you treat the doctors badly, you probably need to see somebody for counseling, probably a psychiatrist or something like that. No, Doc, tell me, what are you doing in Montego Bay now? I know you're working.
Today is our annual prostate cancer screening activity, which is being done in collaboration with Jamaica Cancer Society, the Cornwall Regional Hospital Cancer Support Group, the Western Regional Health Authority, and we have as partners Guardian Life. We have a sponsorship from Sandals, Scotches, and it's just a beautiful time here.
So let me ask you something.
The Lions Club are also here.
What, really? But everybody's there, only me want to do that for free.
Me there, you need to come. Are you 40 years and older? Because all of the man them there, they came from early at 4:30.
I'm going to tell you a lie I tell. The man them did that too. I was going to sing a song.
No,
Where have all the men gone? Only God
When we
Almighty
opened the
know.
gates at 6 o'clock, there
Yes.
were men here waiting. These
Doc.
are men who come every year.
So where's this, Doc? This is good news, Doc. Where are you right now? Where exactly are you?
We're at St. James Parish Church Hall,
St. James Parish Church Hall. Good place
St.
to be.
Clavers Avenue, or you enter on the Church Street
Yes.
side. So, listen, we have a lull right now. So, if there are men listening and they're in the area, they can come. Prostate cancer screening, free of cost. They also get blood pressure and blood sugar check,
What?
cholesterol check,
How much you
eye
charging?
screening, HIV, STI testing. Listen to me. Enough things are going over here, so and the man them need to come.
Well, guess what? There's a time, when they say what you don't know won't hurt you. But I've learned otherwise, what you don't know will definitely hurt you. Not only hurt you, can kill you before time too. So,
That is so true.
so Doc, you're
So they
saying
got to know their numbers. They got to know their status.
you're-
They need to be aware, have to be in the know.
you must know your number, or else you never can tell when that number going to call. So all the man
We
them.
don't depend nobody here now.
Exactly.
We just want them to know their status.
Exactly. And if you know your status, Doc, you want me to tell you my little story. Me come like the man them to afraid, Afraid, Doc. And when I suspect a little thing, Doc, me not gonna wait, because they can't know if you can have a little sound me run, go fix it, but your body, no, but that can't wait. Doctor can't wait. So me wait. Doc, well, guess what? It's nearly a dead man drive the car go to the hospital. Me don't know the dopey drive going to the hospital, but I went there, and I tell you, I went to Boneyard and come back. No, I don't want that to happen to my worst enemy. Please don't. So if you're not so afraid of little foolishness, that God not ready for you, don't make you lose a life before time. So all the man them out there, it not take nothing. Go do your little checks. You still can have HIV. That is crucial. You can do that too. What else you can do again, Doc? Other tests?
So we said blood pressure, blood sugar,
hold
cholesterol.
on. The blood pressure, that is what the silent killer, no?
Hypertension, the silent killer.
Hypertension.
Many people have symptoms and then, oops, drop down.
Heart attack, you're gone. And then somebody's going to say, adopt a box and kill him, While if you were monitoring yourself and going to the doctor, by the way, and I show you that chart, $1 million today to come and check it out,
Listen, all that we're doing here is free of cost. Absolutely
No,
free.
Doc,
All we need
no.
is your time.
I will tell you, all of you there need to see the psychiatrist.
Right.
Free of cost, really?
Yes.
No, man, you need to,
Yes,
all of you need
yes.
to see the psychiatrist.
No,
And
no.
then you're telling
Well,
that
we need
people
to see the
out.
psychiatrist for our mental health because that's an important aspect, yes.
Oh, yes, yes, Doc said, no. And Doc, with what going on in the country, trust me, many of us need to see the psychiatrist. So, Doc, I'm going to have to leave you now, but let me tell you, for one, I have to meet you one of these days. Are you based in Montego Bay or Kingston?
I'm in Montego Bay,
That is not fair.
born and bred.
That's why you're a country girl, that's why I saw. So you have a loving personality, and I will tell you,
You
you
couldn't
love
make all
people.
Montego Bay country,
They're not country.
Eh,
Me love country, nice place.
We're on radio, so I won't say anything else. All I'm saying is that men 40 years and older
Yeah.
come over to St. James Parish Church Hall.
Yes.
We are offering free prostate cancer tests. We are offering blood pressure and blood sugar tests, cholesterol tests. You can check your height and weight, your BMI. You can check your eyes as well. It's a wonderful time, and the wait is not long.
You leave out one important part, Doc,
What is that?
that you'll also
I
meet.
have no food for them. No.
You're worse than me, But I want drink a beer. Next time I bet if you want drink a beer, I won't come. But one other thing I must say, you have a beautiful doctor there by the name of Dr. Marcia Johnson. Campbell, and if I go there, if I'm sick, your spirit alone would revive my spirit. I hope one of these days I get to meet you. I'm going, if I come to Mobay, I'm definitely, if I have to come because my mother and relatives are there, I will have to meet you. Dr. Marcia Johnson Campbell, continue to do your work, and all the Lions Club and the Jamaica Cancer Society, Guardian Life, and all of them. Have I missed out anybody?
Western Regional Health Authority.
Western Regional Health
Regional
Authority.
Support Group.
Yes, thank you very much. Continue
And
to do
our
the work.
sponsors.
And all your
Scotches
sponsors.
and Microlabs and Sandals and Chukka and
You say,
all
oh,
them nice goodness.
and you left me
Something
out. You say
something.
you left me out. I'm
And
not
the
going to.
St. James Public Health department.
And you left me out still a God.
And Vernon.
Take care. Dr. Marcia Johnson Campbell there in Montego Bay. Gonna go for the break right now. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby. Soon come back, don't move. Oh, yes. Oh, are you rocking? I hope you're also rocking yourself. All right, we're having a wonderful afternoon this afternoon. Good afternoon to all the helpers out there. They're working at home. Yes, do your best. and put in an honest day's work. And remember that you're listening to this program. There's a lot you can learn. If you think you're not being treated properly, I'm here to give you some help, and especially today, we will have persons who can give you guidance. And of course, make a note of the number that you can call 876-613-9129. Special good afternoon to all the security guards out there and police officers. I know you have a danger. Your job is not easy at all, but be careful and matters not, make sure that you carry your work with respect for persons. I don't see, sometimes you have to defend yourself, I know that, but where you don't have to be aggressive and so on, try to tone it down. But I do know that sometimes you have to take some strong actions. All right? Okay, coming up right now is Talk Your Talk. And we have on the line Mrs. Elaine Walker Brown. How are you this afternoon?
I am okay and giving thanks.
I wonder what you're giving thanks for. I'd love to know. Tell me some of them.
For life and for the energy and for God's grace over my life, Thanks for the Reggae Girls. Thanks for the support.
Yes.
That we have been seen coming in. And we just want to say thanks to Jamaica and just thank God for everything.
But you notice, so you give first thanks for first life on God, you see?
Yes.
That means,
yes,
fool,
Without life, all our life, it couldn't happen.
Yeah, man. Everybody, you find everything to complain about, but
yes.
At least you have life. No, let me tell you something. Why you love to make history, so? Eh? You have made history in St. Catherine. I gather you are the first female president. No. And somebody whispered to me and tell me, Mr. Vernon, I don't think she done yet,
No, it's not done yet. No.
What is next?
What is next?
I'm going to put you to trouble before you respond, If you don't have to, you know what you can say, no comment. Because politics is politics anywhere, everywhere. Do you intend to go for the presidency one day?
If I intend to go for the presidency
yes, of the Jamaica Football Federation. Mm-hmm.
Yes, man, when I'm more mature and ready.
You see, you come talk foolishness already about when you're more mature?
Yeah, man.
Me, I tell you, say you're mature.
People. Yeah, man.
You're mature already, man. You're ready.
Yes, a lot of people think so.
Yes.
But being in the JFF, I know what it takes.
Right.
We can't joke about this thing. This is no joke.
You can joke, Joke means you're not serious. So sometimes in this country, everybody's so serious, and that's also what we're achieving. But you continue with your smart way, same way, and then you'll make history again. That's interesting. You'll be the first woman. Am I correct? You'll be the first woman to be president of the Jamaica Football Federation, if that happens.
God's willing.
God's willing, and I hope I'm here and I'll be able to call you and say, let me talk with you. Now, you are here because I want you to talk about St. Catherine, talk about young people, but the ladies specifically. But before I get into the meat of that, and of course, anything that you want to say to the public or express and so on, well, one thing we know from now, I'll be letting the whole world know, that you're open to provide service at the highest level in the Federation. So that must be known. And nothing is wrong with someone who wants to serve. You have said it loud and clear. Nobody must have no bad mind against you or grudge or anything. You have made it very, very clear.
And this is all in the interest of our young people and what they can achieve through this wonderful game of football. It's not about me. It's about the development of our young people in our country.
Mm-hmm. Now, in St. Catherine, give me a feedback in terms of what has been happening in terms of sports. You see, many of us just see sports as something that you just go and participate in, but participating in sporting activities can help to socialize you. And if you're guided by those who, I hear some talk in the background. I wonder if you could move away from that discussion.
Yes. Hold a second. Let me see if I can turn this door.
Right. Good. Yes, we are talking with Mrs. Elaine Walker Brown.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And you don't have me on speakerphone, right?
Yeah. I'm not hearing it clearly. Let me get off the speaker.
Yes, that will definitely affect.
Okay, I take off the speaker.
No, you have a problem. No, you're sounding better than me. No, that can't work. You're going to take over my show now. No, you're sounding better than me. No, many persons see young persons involving in sporting activities as something to get fame. And I keep saying to myself, we're missing the boat. It's a way for people to develop themselves socially, to interact with one another, and to help us to become better citizens. I want you to talk to me about that, because sometimes I'm concerned about some of the coaches we have in the schools. Because while they might be excellent coaches, I'm sure you know that, when you're a coach, you get probably closer to those youngsters, closer than even their parents and other teachers. And I'm very concerned sometimes that your coaches don't exercise the kind of discipline, even in the way they communicate. To what extent do you think that's a problem now? Do you think your coaches, and I'm talking about football coaches, coaches generally, are we training our coaches in such a way so they understand that it's not about just winning, it's about character development? Because even at the high school level, not everybody who is a football star will get to become a member of the national team.
If you notice, when I speak regarding the young ladies as gaining scholarship to the sport. They only can gain it if they are focused academically. I always say that both goes together, the playing of the game and their studying. Where we are with coaching now, and I think we were there before, but sometimes some persons came out of the love, but they didn't have the proper training.
Yes.
I can speak now for the coaches in St. Catherine that have mandated that no coach will coach any player unless they are certified.
No coach. Where they get the certification, by the way?
Pardon me?
Where they get that certification?
Through the JFF.
Okay.
So we're speaking specifically for football now.
Right.
Right. So I ensure that I engage the JFF and have some coaching course for the parish.
Now, the coach, the training, to what extent you only have probably techniques in terms of playing the game? To what extent you have other things that you train those coaches now to help the youngsters and the girls develop socially, become responsible ladies? To what extent that is part of the course?
You said earlier when you were asking me the question, the coach is like the parents.
Right.
And I can tell you that there are some coaches that players will confide in more than the parents.
Oh, yes.
Because of the relationship that they have developed. It is very, very important where coaching is concerned. You understand? You know about their nutrition, you know about the problems, everything.
Nutrition and health, yes.
Yes, everything is a coach's job. And once you get involved with the players, you get so close that it's like your own.
But you must get that close that you pass your place. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, man. And we are protecting them now because we have to ensure that the correct people and the decent people and the responsible people are the ones that are around them now. We didn't fine-tune them like this before, but the day and age that we are in now,
you have to
ensure who are the persons and if they should be around our youngsters with their development.
There's another concert that I have, and I will tell you, I love the Jamaican patois. Oh, yes.
You love? Repeat that?
I love the Jamaican patois.
Oh,
some people say patois.
Yes.
I love it. But at the same time, we have to understand that we must be proud of our language, but at the same time, we must be able to speak other languages. And I must tell you that I'm not being specific to that area. Oftentimes, you'll listen to those athletes or sports personalities, they're not able to communicate effectively. And I think coaches can play a part because I've heard coaches, and when I say coaches, I'm not speaking about football coaches specifically, I'm speaking generally, that they do not communicate effectively. And therefore, if they're close to those youngsters and their speech pattern and their diction, no doubt will be passed on to those youngsters. So I love that we look at that area also.
Yes. recently we had a situation with one of our under-17 players.
Yes.
She scored the first goal against Canada.
Right.
So she created history also.
On a bright.
And one of the things that we always try to do, and I must say, anytime they are in camp,
yes,
whatever their development stages are, we need to empower them more.
Right.
So we look at their personal hygiene. We even practice speaking to the media, that sort of thing, learning the national anthem, that sort of thing. But one of the things that we always try to do, we kind of, especially when we get them sudden and they are young.
I know, you get them sudden, I know.
Right, sudden in the sense that we are not in camp for over any 6 months or 9 months. Right.
And that is why that camp is important, eh?
Right. So we do train them. It's very unfortunate. This little player, she wasn't the point person to speak.
Yes.
But because she scored the goal, and it is historic.
And that is news.
The media grab onto her.
Oh, yes.
You remember that one? And I think Jamaica give her a hard knock. She's young. I think it's her first international game. She's not exposed. We got her. As a JFF, we always groom in every department. You know, these
I tell you something,
look at our young girls now. They were not where they are when they just came here.
But I tell you something, though, those who are in the field, they also have a responsibility. Because you're on air now. If I ask you a question and I realize you're probably not competent to answer, you're not the right person to answer, I just simply move right along. And I must tell you that I remember having a banker on a program when I was somewhere else, and she just blocked out. She couldn't communicate. I had an international singer who came on my program who went to the wrong place. And when she came, she was like out of breath and she was just lost. My job is to make the person feel comfortable. And I had fun. I said, boy, you look like a young girl. This morning here, what have you? By the time I started so that she started to smile, I remember some big boss called me. Why don't you start the interview? Why are you going on like that? But you see, they would not understand.
Yeah, you put her in a comfortable position.
At the end of it, she was so thankful. She said, Ferdinand, you really made me feel at home. So journalists also have a responsibility and to be recognized that this is a youngster and to treat them as such. And if you realize the interview is going a little, off course, you say thank you very much and you move on. Now, I will tell you, one of your members, the captain, also came under fire because of comments made. Now, we're not there and we don't know the context within which that comment was made. I think as journalists, we need to be understanding. And here the girls are playing at such a far level in the game that rather than concentrating on just a speech, you just concentrate on the positives. That's something I can't understand. What's your position on that? You know what I'm talking about.
What I say, the media don't like the positive. Or should I say most of the media?
Careful, because you're come include me, though.
Yes, so that's why I rephrase my statement.
Yes.
I have some great media friends. I have media friends that I can talk to, and I don't hear it on air.
I love it. Hold on. Let me just join the queue. There's some. I don't want to be an individual where when I go to the road, persons are scared to talk with me. My first obligation is to you as an individual, and that is very important. Sometimes somebody must be able to confide in you, but some of us are hungry. It's like those birds that fly high up. We're hungry, so we have to come down. So that is something, and I'm speaking. When I talk, I don't care. I must any answer, and I ready.
So that's me.
So we have to be careful. I'm saying to my colleagues there, team is overseas, they need your support, man. My God, man, somebody make a comment. And by the way, if she had to make money or what have you, so what? If there are problems, so what? She's free to speak.
But one of the things, though, it is sad to say that a lot of persons that is coming out and so they never believe in us. A lot of people that is jumping up now and going on and commenting and yes, we want everybody's support.
They hold up. Why don't include me now? Me, when Mr. Girls were playing football, so what about it? Well, how can I joke? I'm going to stay them and watch them. What are they doing?
No, man, you not like you have some persons where would look at me and say, "Oh, you guys not to play football? You begging football? Why don't beg some netballs?" You understand me? Why the world females are doing this sport? Why you think that we shouldn't engage our young girls in it?
You must do like me. And everybody look at me and say, Verna, why your personality is like that? I said, do me a favor. Have a talk with God and ask him about your personality. Then you talk about mine. We are too busy looking at other persons and what they do. Listen, you just do what you see. Now, come both here and show off now because no big, What a thing. What next? And tell me what next.
I'm sitting in the JFF, I'm right here at the JFF. I walked through the door.
Yes.
And I saw a line. A line. I didn't want to do the interview on the phone because of the amount of calls, and I didn't want it to be disrupted.
Yes.
You understand? I am on top of the world. I dream. I pray.
Yes.
I work. I tell people that where women football is now is not the title. You have to dirty and you have to get down. You have to push. You have to.
Yes.
As a woman, it's harder as a woman.
I'm quite aware of that.
You understand? Even look at our netballers. They're top three in the world, and it's not easy for them.
And I'm proud to tell you, I went to a school, named Knox College. They were leaders in football. So you probably know of Mrs. Jones and Molly Roan and all of them. Mm-hmm. It's a fight.
You get a little lower.
Yes. So persons I don't call you. What persons want to become a part of the program or what more sponsors? Because I know you need the money,
Yes, man. We need help. And
yes.
Remember when we went to France, the COVID came.
Yes.
Yeah, we had some work done Zoom-wise, and I think we're going to benefit now from those work.
Right.
But we need help. We need to empower and help the development of all the young girls in Jamaica who wants to be a reggae girl or who loves football, and we can use football to propel them to whatever their career path is.
Yeah, what I said to you But I want to score a goal, I want to see do a reggae dance on the field here. You need to develop a reggae dance. So when you score the goal, man, don't see the girls that just do a reggae dance on the field here.
Hello, once we were in Mexico.
Yes.
And the girls score a goal. And I jump. And they said to me, Mrs. Leah, who you jump so high? And I said, yeah, me jump. And when I saw the replay, I said, oh my God. Oh, me get up off the ground and reach so far.
So guess what?
You see the spur of the moment when the thing happens,
yes,
you don't know what will happen.
You know what will happen. But all right, we have a dance. Let's make sure the jumping reggae dance. I want something. Yeah, man, when they copy something. It's just like, you said, easy there. See, him copy that thing there, the whole world.
Let me do them thing, man. Let me plan them thing.
So tell me, going forward now, and as I said to you, although you're moving to sports, which I'm not a sports broadcaster or anything like that, but what you're doing now, I'm concerned about the development of girls and young persons and what is happening in St. Catherine generally. But then, for some reason, you with your nice personality and your aggressive approach. Oh, yes. You're rough too, but guess what? Then we don't know you have to be nice sometime. And, by the way, let me just make a comment about that. When you have a team and you are in charge, don't you have some fights?
Yeah, man, with this.
Exactly. So hold on. What is news about that? Anybody punch on anybody? Anybody box anybody?
No.
So what's
no.
It? I cannot understand if there's disagreement, and the girls will disagree with you sometimes. They will even be rebellious. They are youngsters. So I can't understand why now that has to become the centerpiece of everything. No, sir.
And it come right back to the media and the negative. It come right back, and I said to you, I have some friends that I can say something, and I said I didn't get any news, and this is between me and you.
Yes.
While some you can't say it because they want to be the first to go and say that, Mm-hmm. I have some real media friends. The other day we were at a function, and I was talking, and they were putting the mics and the recorders in front of me, and I said, guys, you know where I come from? Oh, not proud of me? Oh, remember the days when I said, wait. And I said, no, Elaine, you could have talked, but you're always nervous. You were always nervous. And I was commending my media colleagues.
That is normal. I get nervous sometimes. Oh, yes, I do.
They have helped me, a lot of them.
Yes.
Has helped me to speak the way I can and to relate and express to the Jamaica public how I do now.
And it's very clear that more and more young ladies are going to get involved because it's stepping up now. And
repeat that again, sir.
More and more young ladies are going to get involved. And I'm sure your detractors will decrease. And by the way, you must give thanks to the detractors, you know. They are like mountains. And they
repeat that? Give thanks
for the detractors. They are like mountains in a way because every time you see a challenge in the form of a mountain, you want to climb higher.
Yes.
So you give thanks
something
to them.
comes, I try to find a way to fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do help. They do help me to go to the next level.
Right. Now, tell me what you think can be done in terms of helping the sports to help more young people. To what I know, for example, you can help me with this. As far as I know, we don't have sports right through the secondary school, and I'm very concerned about that. Up to grade 11, they don't.
You went a little lower.
I'm saying, I'm not aware of them having sports straight through high school up to grade 11. Are you aware of that? Or the youngsters are allowed to participate in sporting activities during class time right up to grade 11 and also grade 12?
No, I'm not aware. I thought the physical education department goes from first form right up. Because if you look at our footballers in school, in the high schools, they play right up to sixth form.
They play, but what I want to know, do you have physical activities as part of the curriculum right up to grade 11 and 12, which is different? Those who are interested will participate. But the fact is, all students, are they required certain hours per week for every class to participate in physical activities?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of that.
Check on that for me because I'm very concerned because you see I get the feeling that we don't understand the importance and even the youngsters don't. You realize a lot of youngsters they don't walk, they literally roll. As a youngsters, all of us were slim and trim and fit. Since I start get too old, I get big belly and all that. So when they talk about
But one thing I know now that a lot of the principals know the importance of sports and academics.
Right.
And it helps the students to micromanage and know how to deal with their time, you know?
Exactly. I tell you what, time has slipped by. Elaine Walker-Brown, the president of the St. Catherine Football Association. Tell us very quickly what you think the state needs to do, what persons need to do. You only have, 2 minutes to tell us that.
Okay, I'm a people person. I reach out to people a lot. When I need resources, I normally ask for cash. I ask for kind. So whatever I need money to buy, you can give it to me. And so I'm able to do all that I do in St. Catherine. The business people, some do support me, but it's not that they are supporting me wholeheartedly. But it's the way I present myself and the results that I get the support that I need.
And I'm going to tell you something. The sporting activities develop persons in such a way that probably it'd be great if some of them enter into politics. Because you don't succeed unless you work hard and train. I can't say the same thing for other activities. And I think that persons who participate in sports, they make good, very effective leaders, even in the corporate world. So
I can tell you from this side of the Institute of Sports, we develop our talent within a primary school. And our principals, when I was the officer in charge of St. Catherine, the principals will say that their best students are the students that participate in sports. And when you see those PEP results, you look if it's not the student that does sports.
One quick one before I go, because I'm in trouble to follow the rules. Tell your officials that lightning strike anytime cloud up in the sky, not when does rain fall. So I'm advising very strongly. I'll give the weather forecast later on. I will give it. Don't have the youngsters out there when the skies look pretty dark, clouds overhead. Don't, because you don't know. God run things. You don't know where.
But there is a way for us to know, you know.
Yes.
And there are things, because if you hear that the referee flag was metal, you know. But we do.
That should never happen.
Referee, you know.
That can't happen.
I'm a former referee, you know.
So we have to talk about that.
We do have signs to tell us that we cannot play.
I have to run, but you're going to come on here another time to give us some guidelines about that. Great talking to you.
No problem.
Great personality. And the next day, when you turn big president, you make sure you come here first. Take
All
care.
right. Pray about that. God bless you and thanks.
Great talking to Elaine Walker-Brown, the woman who is the president for the St. Catherine Football Association. And of course, Charge the Reggae Girls. Great woman. I'm your friend Vernon Dabble. This is Spot On Omega Radio. Gonna go for the break. Soon come back. Don't move.
Yes, the Lord, yes, the Lord.
All right, welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. It's now 14:04, 100 hours here in Kingston, Jamaica. That is 4 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, and I hope that you're enjoying and learning as much as possible. But listen, you need to do something for us, yes? When something is good, you need to share it with your friends. All you need to do, yes, you share it with your friend. You can go to our site on the internet at www.omegalas.com, yes, and you can share that site. Tell your friends that they can download the Omega app on their phones and you can listen to the radio program. Of course, we are in Jamaica. We broadcast on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3. In Fort Lauderdale, you get us at 101.9 FM. All right, so spread the good news. The station, yes, for all your spiritual, social, and intellectual needs, yes, this is where it's at. The station, yes, the station on with the stars, where Jesus Christ is the stars. So you continue to stay with us. And coming up right now, yes, is Real Estate Matters. And of course, my friend is on the line. I don't know if she's in Montego Bay or she's in Kingston. Or I don't know what she's doing, that little one there. I don't get to know that little one as yet. You start the count. Good morning, Gabriel Gilpin Hudson. It's great to have you, lawyer. You understand a while ago? I don't know. I
think he always wants to tell me good morning.
Yes, and you cause it, you know. Yes, good afternoon. How are you, Gabriel Gilpin Hudson? How are the family?
I am great, Vernon. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
Well, I must say, except when it's afternoon, I still feel as if it's morning. Probably that is good or bad, I don't know. And when nighttime, I should be sleeping, I think it's early morning. That's a problem that I have, and I've been warned many times, and my producer is warning me across there. So I don't know night from day. Right, so you're in Kingston or you're in Montego Bay?
I'm in Kingston.
Oh, boy. By the way, Montego Bay and Kingston are coming like the same place now as far as the temperature is concerned, you know.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
man.
Hot.
So what's up on your mind? What's on your mind today, Gabriel?
Well, Vernon, this week I actually wrote an article on my law firm site about Airbnbs because
about Airbnb what?
About Airbnbs.
So I didn't get a copy of that article, please. You're fired.
I will forward it to you.
Yes.
So I don't know if you saw, but recently the Minister of Tourism would have made certain indications that they are looking to bring the Airbnb sector into the formal tourism sector.
Tell us more about what is this Airbnb, so we can understand what the concept is, how it fits into the whole tourism business.
Yes. So Airbnb is a platform that allows you to offer accommodations for short-term rentals, we call them.
Mm-hmm.
So you could offer your entire house, a room in your house, an apartment, your couch, a boat.
What?
You know? You can offer all of these different places to stay, and you charge a nightly rate.
Okay.
So persons go onto the website or the app and search, and they see a place, and then they'll book it through there. And, you know, you can have your rules and everything.
So you're saying that citizens, I wonder if many persons in Jamaica there, they know that. If especially those senior citizens or sometimes who do with a little extra money. And they have the space.
Exactly. And so a lot of Jamaicans have been using Airbnb and making good money from it, right? So they would, for example, a popular area for Airbnb is even in Trenchtown because they have persons come because they say, come and see where Bob Marley grew up. You know, so it has proven to be a very, very profitable business venture for a lot of persons.
And they must be benefiting Trenchtown. I hope that they protect it and ensure that it goes well, because if they damage that, that could really have a major impact on the community.
That was exactly my article. So,
oh, okay.
So right now, Airbnbs, if once you have a place to offer for rent, you can do that and you can upload it and everything is great. There are no requirements to be licensed. There are no rules per se. Once you decide that you want to do it, and just go ahead and create your account, so that you own or you occupy the place and start renting it, right? So what the minister is looking to do is to essentially create rules and regulations around how persons do that. And we don't know yet what those rules and regulations will look like.
That might be very difficult to police, Can you imagine? I can decide I have a friend who's not really a friend, and they come to stay at my house for 2 days or so. That will be very difficult to police.
It is a bit difficult to police, Vernon. So in other countries, what has happened, for example, is the government would actually team up with Airbnb,
right,
or these other websites. Because remember, it's not just Airbnb that does this. You might have something like Booking.com,
Expedia and all them, yeah.
Yeah, VRBO, Travel.com, all of those things. So the government in other countries have teamed up with these platforms, and they for example, they might have to supply like a license number. You might have to say, okay, well, yes, I have a license and see my license here. Or you put the license up when you're advertising the place. Right? So that's how it's been approached in other countries.
So somebody who wants to say rent or to use it under the old Airbnb, they'll have to probably go to that website and register, right?
Right. So if you want to go on to Airbnb, you would have to create an account. But if the government, for example, says, okay, everyone doing this in Jamaica provide a license number first, then that's something that we might have to do. But
and then they would probably work through Airbnb for that.
Exactly, correct.
Yeah. But let me ask you something though. Right now, to what extent do that's the Airbnb, that's www.airbnb.com. To what extent are they able to verify if the persons involved are reputable persons? Do you just register like that?
So you usually have to provide info. So there's a verification process. Proof of identification.
Hold on. You're cracking up a bit. Are you inside the office? Or you're moving around? But
no, I'm in a stationary place. I'm actually working from home today.
Oh, only if you could probably step outside. I think probably because when you're at home, sometimes the concrete will mess up. Because you're on a cell phone, right?
Yes.
Yes, so I think probably that is creating a problem. So if you could probably step outside, it might improve. Let me step out
onto my little veranda here.
Don't go too far from the little one, though,
No, I have it right.
and so quiet, I don't believe you.
Taking a nap.
Okay.
Taking a nap, Vernon. So Airbnb actually, as a part of signing up, you have to provide a copy of your ID, and they have a way to. So usually they make you take a picture of your ID and then take a picture of your face, and they actually have persons who confirm that they match. So that's one of the ways that they verify the identity of people,
right.
And then they will also probably ask you to show something that says, you are entitled to be renting out this place.
I see what you mean.
And, it's not a bad thing for us to have rules because, Vernon, now as it is, anybody can put up an Airbnb. They may not have to have, so for example, if you want to be a good Airbnb host, you should have things like clean towels. You have certain standards where you clean it in a certain way. You have a first aid kit, little things like that.
Right.
Right now, there are no rules at all. So you can pretty much set it up and you might not have those things,
just do a
right?
thing.
Exactly. You could just do a thing. And then, so basically what the minister is saying is he wants it to be more standardized to ensure that brand Jamaica, you know, they call it destination assurance, to ensure that anybody coming
I always
here...
wonder why they say brand Jamaica, not just Jamaica, you know. It's Jamaica, you know. Because what you're doing, actually, you're changing the name of the product. When they say brand Jamaica, it's just Jamaica. You know what I just crossed my mind? If you have these regulations, persons might be unwilling to participate, because sometimes you try to regulate things and you simply just drive things underground.
Exactly, Vernon. So, you know, right now, even in the real estate market, a lot of people buy apartments for the purpose of Airbnb,
especially on the North Coast.
You get better money. You get better money usually when you Airbnb as opposed to rent it out to a long-term person.
And probably that is what is helping to push the rentals up. What we could probably do, people
so it is a balance to be struck, Vernon, because you see, that is why places like, so right now, you know, in New York, you cannot do Airbnbs like that.
Really?
New York has just introduced a very strict system to say that, you know, if you're renting out a room in your apartment and it's not more than a certain amount of days, they will allow it. Or you have to make it longer term, right? Or you have to register. So New York has gotten very strict with this, because what was happening is that it's already hard to find somewhere to rent in New York, and it's already expensive. And now with the Airbnb situation, it's making the prices of rent go up even more. So
and if you look at the long-term effect of that, you have businesses in that area. What it means, therefore, is that those who work in New York would not be able to afford a rental in that area. So it has implication for the city and for Jamaica.
Exactly.
They also
it has
have implication,
for affordable housing. It drives up. So even looking at how much the apartment costs, one to speculate that one of the reasons why the prices have gone up is because people are buying them to do this with.
Right.
And everybody wants something that they can do this with, because, you know, if you do your numbers right and you run it properly, you can make a good amount of money from it.
Yes.
So
but then again, if you run your economy well, it means therefore there'll be more money for investment, and we won't have to be investing our funds in government paper. We'll put up more buildings. But then again, Kingston, for example, can probably accommodate so much rent, housing development, and no more. So that's another challenge.
So it's something that will really require us, and I really hope that when they are going to put the rules in place, that they put together a committee to really discuss and research this properly.
And they communicate with those who are involved,
Yes, you need to speak to the stakeholders.
Right.
Because let me tell you something. You have Airbnbs in even rural areas, you know, where people who would not see any tourism money are able to see some tourism money. You could have a little tree house on your farm in country and put it on Airbnb.
Right, because I know that is working on with community tourism, because Dorothy Pike McIntyre, she's pushing that quite big.
Exactly. So. There are people who rely on this income. So you also don't want to make it too hard for them to be able to register and to comply.
Because there's a kind of disconnect now, you know, with some persons and the tourism sector. Because there's the belief that the tourism sector serves the big man. It's not for them. So that's a good idea. You have to be careful. But then again, that is why I don't support income tax. You know, I believe in consumption tax. One should pay according to what they consume, not according to what they earn. And persons might be concerned that all these regulations is about getting them on the tax road and to, as I was saying, out their little money.
Trust me, Vernon. It is controversial because of that.
Yeah, that's an area that government will have to look into. And that's why I said before, I believe that we should move away from income tax. If a man wants to work 24 hours a day, allow him to work. But in Jamaica, the more harder you work, the more the government takes out a bit of your money. The system should encourage you to save, you know, pension and so on. So that's a real challenge. So I think that is going to hold back some persons. They probably, And government would have to come up with a policy so that it's enticing for persons to jump on this Airbnb. But I tell you, it's the best kept secret because I understand that quite a number of persons right across the country are participating in the Airbnb. Yes.
Yes. Vernon, it's a lot of people benefiting from it. Actually, I believe that the minister said that 29% of all of the visitors to Jamaica last year stayed at Airbnbs. And those are Airbnbs alone, not the other VRBO, Booking.com, blah, 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 blah.
Yes,
blah,
yes.
Blah. 29%, which is a big portion.
But I must knock board. I haven't heard of any tourists as such in any of these places being abused. It seems as if Jamaicans really, well, like the bad man in my sense. They're not them stupid sometimes. Well, a lot of times, if you ask me. But it seems to me that the country realizes the importance of tourism. And I saw a video recently of somebody who held up a tourist. Oh Lord, poor little white woman. She looked quite helpless in that video. But though everybody came down, yes, to assist and what have you, and I am glad they didn't harm the fellow, but they draped him up properly, and the police came and took charge. But I was quite impressed that the persons, I can't remember which town it was in, but quite impressed that persons understand the importance of tourism, because it's not about protecting the tourists, but it's also protecting your source of income for the country, which we all benefit from. Yeah, man. I think I'm losing you again. Gabriel?
Yeah, man. Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're getting you again. So for those who are listening, you're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, also broadcasting in the area of Fort Lauderdale. And we're on the internet, yes, at www.omegalas.com. And you can also download the app on your phone, on your iPhone, or on what's called Sleepy. I call the other one there again. That was Sleepy. You're young and you're supposed to know the technology, you know, Gabriel. Oh boy, so life is like that. So make sure that you download the app and so you can listen to the radio program. And of course, later on, we'll be talking about a telethon. Hope you've been listening and following that, and make sure that you do your little bit to support the work of the ministry and also the church. And this time we are talking with Gabriel Gilpin Hudson, a lawyer and a realtor, and we're talking about the Airbnb and changes that might come and so on. But also this program, you know, we want to help persons. So if you know somewhere that is renting, and or if you're looking somewhere, because some persons, Gabriel, they're in a real crisis, you know, and we would love to help them. So you're looking somewhere to rent, just let us know. As a matter of fact, I'm also taking your calls, and so we can hear from you right now. The number to call is 876-613-9129. That is 876-613-9129. You can also call toll-free overseas at 877-494-0253. That is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. So, Gabriel, you know, we are being listened to even in Fort Lauderdale. You know, we are the 101.9 in Fort Lauderdale. So make sure that you tell your friends that they can listen to you at this time in Fort Lauderdale. And, well, of course, we are listened to right across the world on the World Wide Web, www. Back to you now, Gabriel.
Yes, Vernon.
Yes, we have another. Let me see. Oh, we just have about 5 minutes left. So, any other general information you want to give us before you tell us how to keep in touch with you?
Well, I would just say that, one, even if regulations are coming for Airbnbs, it will probably be some time before they pass them. So that's good.
You mean like 10, 15 years?
Boy, hopefully not.
Right, time we go to the office there to be drafted and so on. And by the way, if you have any input, please tell them that laws are read by ordinary citizens, not by lawyers. That laws are made for ordinary citizens, not for lawyers. And they must use simple language, ma'am. Because simple language can have specific meanings also. Words, simple words can have specific meanings. You can't just say exactly what it means. I don't know why they have to use all these big words, and so the ordinary man can't understand it. I mean, very ordinary. So please beg of them to make the law a simple one. And another thing they need to do is, I don't know why they must put it up in such a way that it is searchable. They put up these laws that you can't manipulate it at all. They just put it in simple format so that you can manipulate it, you can download it, so everybody can have a copy of the law. Anyhow, back to you have another, let me see, it's now 14:24 Eastern Standard Time, so it's 2:24 p.m. in Jamaica. You continue, Gabriel.
Right, Vernon. So I think that Airbnbs are still a very good investment, or buying a property to rent out short term is still a very good investment. If anybody is interested in looking for properties to purchase for that purpose, you can always feel free to reach out for me for assistance in your search. And make sure you do your homework and make sure that you use a lawyer, use a realtor, so that you can be in the know about any rules that may come into effect.
All right. So remind us how we can make contact with you, Gabriel Gilpin Hudson.
Sure, Vernon. So you can send me an email at Gabrielle, that's GABRIELLE, at GHRlegal.com. So that's Gabrielle at GHRlegal.com. Or you can even Google me, Gabby Gilpin Hudson, you'll find me. And you can follow me on Instagram, Gabby, GABBY.Grant, GRANT, and we can chat.
All right. Thank you very much. And for all the listeners out there, remember, we're here willing to help you. So if you have somewhere to rent or you want to buy somewhere, let us know. All right. Because there are some persons out there, I know for at least one person was desperate. I think she found somewhere eventually. And the station and this program is all about helping you. So you make sure you just let us know. Gabriel Gilpin Hudson, have a wonderful afternoon. Pass on my love to your husband and the little one there. Have a great day.
I will, Vernon. Thank you so much, and have a great afternoon and a great weekend.
And I will tell you again and again and again, your personality must be on radio also, because you have a loving spirit and your attitude is the type of attitude that the whole nation needs, and that's why you're part of this program. Have a wonderful day, my friend. Take care. All right, so it's coming up now. Yes, it's now 2:27. That's 14:27. And I tell you what, we could probably just get into some music before we go right into the break. Of course, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting on the FM band at 89.1, 89.3, and in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9, right, FM. Okay, so Vernon Dab, your friend here. This is Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. All right, so we're ready to go now? Yeah?
Pastor Donny, our power, you, Jesus.
Good
You've
morning.
been so good to me. And I adore you today. Forever and ever.
Somebody else is talking in the
I love
background.
you, Jesus. Oh, yes, Father.
Hello.
I adore you. Na, 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 na. Ooh, na, 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 na. Magnify his name. Ooh, na, 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 na. Ooh, na, 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 na. Give him all the praise. Ooh, na, 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 na. Ooh, na, 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 na. Magnify his name. Ooh, na, 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 na. Ooh, na, 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 na. Give him all the praise. When I stand and I look to the sky, I'm not looking for birds, I'm not looking for signs. I'm beholding the glory of God and the beauty created for you and for I. So I know that God is love, 'cause he sure don't deserve what he's done for this earth. He gave us the rain, the wind and the sky, the sun and the moon and the starlight that shines. Yes, shines. Jesus, I adore you. I'm gonna magnify his name. Oh, yes. I'm giving him all the praise. Yeah, yeah. Magnify his name. Lift you up. Jesus, give him all the praise. Got to love him with all of my heart and my soul and my strength and with all of my mind. Love my neighbor as I love myself, to fulfill God's command, that is all I desire. All things are possible if we only have faith, if we only believe. Walk in his way, in truth and in light, receive eternal life. Oh, eternal life. That's why I'm singing, oh, na 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 na. Magnify his name, magnify the name of Jesus. All the praise, his holy name, his precious name, his marvelous name. His name is Jesus. Jesus. All the praise. Gonna give him praises, praises, praises. Give him glory, glory, glory. Give him praises, praises, praises. Give him glory, glory, glory. Give him praises, praises, praises. Give him glory, glory, glory.
Welcome back, welcome back. I hope that you're taking a little sip of water. It's still hot outside. Let me just take a little sip. Yes, you must drink your water. I see too many persons walking up and down, no water, and know they're thirsty, right? So make sure you don't walk about without any water. All right, coming up right now is the workplace. And of course, we have a friend. Should I call him the prodigal son? Mr. Granville Valentine. How are you, my brother? But before
I am good, Sir W, and I'm sure that you are also good, and I hope that this...
Are you winning the lottery? Not giving me another money?
No, I haven't, not as yet. I'm expecting it to.
Expecting. Hold on. I think we have a caller, Mr. Let me check if we have that caller on the line still. I think we lost that caller. All right. Okay, I think that caller, the hang of the... So boy, I think the credit thing is a major thing, you know. They don't want to let the money run out. So, call us. Yeah, you can call us again. Let me just to remind you of the number 876-613-9129. 876-613-9129. The toll-free number, that's for my overseas friends, is 877-494-0253. And the international number to call is 954-900-4310. And of course, to all my friends overseas, yes, we are broadcasting, especially in Fort Lauderdale. We are broadcasting on 89.1 and 89.3. All right. That's to Jamaica. Did I get it right? Yes. In Jamaica, we're broadcasting on 89.1 and 89.3. But in Fort Lauderdale, the frequency is 101.9. Mr. Valentine. Now,
Yes,
I don't know what to jump on first. Probably should jump on trade union matters, and then you're free to touch on other things. But
and, you know, the workers are always on my mind.
yes,
And in particular, at this time, the public sector workers, security guards, contract workers, you know, are some of the workers that are the NSWMA, the workers at the lower level of the food chain.
But the NSWMA, I think things are a little better for them. I don't know. I gather that they're no permanent workers.
Yes, well, remember, we are the union that represents them. And I must say, the management has been working very well with us.
I should give them a clap.
We must
Pastor,
great Joe.
I think we should give them a clap. Yeah, them deserve
part
it.
of my argument, Sir Darby, is that an argument that resonates with me.
Yes.
Not verbatim. But
let's give that. Yeah, we have to give
Martin Luther King spoke of the...
Right. We'll give you a hand there because that's a big achievement for union and management, for the workers though to be permanently employed. We have a call, Yeah, let me go to, I think we have a caller. We'll come back to you. Let's go to this caller. Good afternoon. How are you and where are you calling from? I don't like your call. You laughing at me,
Eh? No. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I do what I can see you.
How you know you want this to be? Who tell you that I'm handsome, eh? Yeah, where are you calling from?
Whitewater in Spanish Town.
Oh, yes, Spanish Town. Great to be here for my friends in Spanish Town. What's happening on there? Must be hot now, eh?
Huh?
How is it in Spanish Town now? It's hot, pretty warm?
I can't hear you too
You don't hear me too well at all. All right, I tell you what, you go ahead and say what you have to say because it's great to have somebody from Spanish Town. And she says she's not hearing me too well on the line. But you go ahead and say what you want to say. You have Mr. Valentine on the line.
On Wednesday morning, you see?
Mm-hmm.
I hear a pastor come over Omega Radio.
Mm-hmm.
I was turning the station and then I hear you talking and then I stop. I see 8.99, something like that.
Yeah, 89.1 and 89.3, right.
Okay. And he said some people don't have anything to give away.
Mm-hmm.
But he have a giveaway ministry.
Yes.
And then God is going to say to some people, Jesus is going to say, when I was in prison, you never visit me, and when I was hungry, you never give me no food, and when I was thirsty, whatever, But him have things to give away. And if everybody have that ministry and then have nothing, them can come.
Right.
You know who said that?
No, I don't. But tell me what you want to get. You want to tell me what you want to do. I could try and find out. You say it's on Wednesday, right? Tell me what you want to be done.
Yes. On Wednesday morning, about after 10.
Right. So tell me what you want. You want me to do something for you? Make contact. Tell me what you want.
Yes.
And I'm sure that must be Bishop. That more than likely be Bishop Manning.
Bishop who?
Bishop Manning.
Okay.
Right, but go ahead and tell me what you want to be done, and I try and assist you.
Somebody talk about Pastor Anthony something and other. I mean, no, it's me here right.
But tell me what you want to be done. Tell me.
I want to get in touch with him.
All right.
I'd love him to give me some things because I was overseas and I was carrying out 8 and 9 barrels. 7, 8 and 9. 9 are the most we carry.
Yes.
I meet to church people, people, Christian people, family, everybody.
Right.
I come out the 4th of December.
Hold on, let me get it for you. You have something you want to donate? You want to donate something?
Yes.
All right, let me tell you what you're going to do. I'm going to ask you to stay on the line, and my producer will speak with you. All right? So don't hang up now,
Okay.
All right? And by the way, now that you're on air, you know that you must be listening every day now. Right?
What?
Make sure that you listen every day now to this radio program, right?
Make sure that I listen
every day to the station. Yeah, man. Make sure you listen every day. All right? So thank you very much for calling. Don't hang up, and my producer will talk to you. Yeah. Mr. Valentine?
Yes, sir.
I hope you don't press our time because we'll probably be able to keep you for an extended period, I hope so.
No, man, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm fine.
So that is one development I must say it is good because let me tell you something, sir. This is a religious radio station. And whatever is good, I'm sure, even myself as a person, I'm going to support it. And I must tell you, over the years, from the days of slavery, coming right up, where I've not treated the workers very well. And we have had persons working for many years, say it's under contract. I'll keep on asking myself, I wonder what is a contract and what is not a contract. Everybody is working under a contract. So, that is good news. No.
It's contract for service and contract of service. But what defines the employees is quite simple.
Yes.
Where in the control method and test, when it is used, it is easily describe the worker from a contractor.
Correct. My concern is that everybody have to go to court to have that test done.
Not necessarily. We would have gone to the IDT. Well, some people consider it industrial court, but we would have gone to the IDT.
Right.
And there are some reasonable management still in our country who, after explaining to them what it means, and you would have expressed clearly what it would cost all of us, including the management or the company organization. Then they realized, and you might have drawn to a couple of test cases showing them what is actually the truth. That they might just find a way at the local level and work out that. I can tell you, for example, there are some banks that we represent, financial institutions, that are now, making that change. They might have to do it over a period of time,
right?
Where there are large numbers, but when you forge certain relationship at the local level, it bears fruits and everybody benefits.
It must, because if you treat your workers properly, don't forget one day you'll no longer be a manager, you no longer be an owner. And I have known of some persons who have left and want no business with them at all. But when you have treated your workers well, they'll never ever forget you. It's that the people remember, it's how you treat them, how you made them feel, which is pretty important. Now, I know you guys are working with the security guards. What's the status of that? Because while I understand that some organizations or some of the security companies have changed their relationship with these security guards, I understand that some are still holding on tight, and then some are...
My take on it, as I cannot speak to certain aspect of it because of my position where a certain institution is concerned.
Yes.
But my general take on it as a trade unionist and as a Jamaican is that we need the will. We're willing our politicians, we're willing the management and owners of security company, the will in our society to treat with our security officers, and I don't even like the word security guards anymore.
Right.
Security officers, I want to call them.
And by the way, please advise them, before you continue, please advise them. We ask them who they say, Gardi, you have a name, and even the companies, they're treated like non-entities.
No,
ask the guard.
I think even the name, Sir Darby, is deliberate. Yeah?
Yes.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, those are some of the most dedicated workers within this country.
Yes.
And until we will have treated them better, we will never move forward as a society. The need for security officers it is so important every single day, 24 hours of the day. We need to find a will as a people to ensure that we treat the first customers better. These workers are our first customers.
Yes.
And until we treat them good, we cannot treat the external customers.
Well, I tell you something, sir. When you go somewhere, and if the security treats you in a particular way, the security officer,
it turns you off.
Not only, but you can know the type of company that you're dealing with, and it's probably best you just spinning road and go back out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, kind of makes it doesn't make sense.
It is something that I have on my to-do list that never remove. It will never be moved until the legislators would have legislated to ensure that all security guards, or security officers are treated as worker, and not only just as worker, but are treated in a humane way,
right?
With respect and dignity.
But what is people complain about, sir? Are they foreigners?
When they are paid a livable wage.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is something I will never stop advocating for.
But let me ask, because these persons who we probably are, where we are complaining about saying that they're not treating the workers properly, are they foreigners? Are they of a different hue in terms of their skin color?
Many of these persons who are owners of security company or management of security company that is defying all the odds and to treat security guards fairly and justly and humane.
I wonder where some of them are coming from. Where are they coming? Where are they coming from? And the reason, let me just explain them, because I'm not saying that we must treat them differently because they have a different color. What I'm saying, it's our own who are treating our own people like that. That is not good at all.
Which is rather unfortunate.
Is that excusable for somebody overseas to come here and treat us? But when you own, and don't forget, our history of slavery.
Yes.
So it seems sometimes as if we have just removed the backer master for a different type of backer master. We have to be very careful.
And I will say to you, our government must take a much stronger role. Yes, I give credit for the first steps, but they are baby steps. Mm-hmm. We need to take a decisive step.
Tell me some of those steps that you think are needed.
Employ 60 or more % of security officers.
Hold on, the government? Really? Why do you have to have so many?
At least 60% of security officers.
Oh, yes. No, man. So are you telling me that this government is responsible for all of that? Well, I said they are directly because they work for companies.
Let's move that. That's contract work. The 6% represent contract work. But the government represents a huge employ a huge portion of security officers.
Yes.
Yeah? And if we are the services, if we, as a people and a government, decide to take decisive action, not just some little baby steps, to ensure that the security officers are treated with far more respect and more dignified and livable wage and condition of work in par with just about any other rank and file workers in the public sector. Believe me, it would make a remarkable difference and causes other security companies and the private companies to ensure that people are treated equally. And let me just reiterate, the 60% is really the contract work.
Contract work, yes.
But the majority, large majority of security officers, in my humble view, a large portion rather, is employed by either government directly or indirectly by government. The services are...
But my understanding from the Minister of Finance, as Dr. Nigel Clark, was that if there are companies who are not complying with the guidelines laid down by government in terms of how these persons or the contractual relationship between these companies and these security persons, then government would not be utilizing the services of these security companies.
I am aware of that because I was part of those discussions and in those meetings. But I believe that we say, but we need to not just do, but to follow up and follow through.
But let me ask you, are you aware of specific companies who, what we say, they are in breach?
Yes, pretty much. And we won't call names.
No, but what you can do for me is that you can get that information to me. We need to know.
I will.
Because that will be major, If the minister speaks for the government and says there's this policy, and then they continue to have a contractual relationship with these companies that are going against... Yes, go ahead.
But we need to go further.
Yes.
Because the portion of those security companies that the government would have employed might be treated a particular way. But you need to go further where you must say that the security company that you employ must treat all the security officers.
That's my understanding, yes.
So I am sure that in some of these companies, based on the information that comes to us, is that when security officers are employed privately, there are different arrangements. But when they are employed in the government sector, they're treated a particular way because of the position that government has taken. We need to legislate to ensure that all
take time, listen, hold on.
Workers as employees.
Take time with me. This one, go very slowly and explain that one, because it sounds as if you're telling me something about this philosophy of tricks in trade, matches box in business, and if I'm right. But explain that to me.
What the complaints that came to us
yes.
is that there are some security companies, the portion of their contracts with government is treated a particular way. So they're treated as employees, but they have other employees in the security officers that they employ for private business and private sector that they are treating it completely different.
But Mr. Granville Noel, I will tell you. No man, you can't come on the program and tell like that. That can't be true, Mr.
No man. We don't do that.
No,
we don't
man.
do that.
You are telling me. No, listen. Sometimes I learn something from you guys. Them says I don't know look for my head on me, look for my head. You know. No man.
These are the type of complaints that we have gotten. I mean, we
but
union
Mr.
and the advocates.
Mr. Valentine, let me tell you something.
The vanguards have to be fighting too much.
But don't we talk about corruption, sir?
Fair and just.
But Mr. This one, don't we talk about corruption? It wouldn't. I'm just telling you, probably I'm stretching my imagination too much. Wouldn't that be a form of corruption also?
It is more than corruption. It is cruelty. And when the law is very, very clear that no security company can treat who employ people in a particular way, can treat them different from they should, then we will be fine, because you can any security officer in that instant.
Suppose I tell you, sir, if you didn't tell me that today, I would not imagine.
Well, it is part of the report that is coming to us.
My God, right? Really?
It's part of the report coming to us from security officers.
This is amazing.
Which is very unfortunate.
I thought it was a little man down the road, him a con man and thief and all them something, you know. Oh.
Your words, your description.
Then take a little man, they say, right, don't forget, you know, when a man thief, you call him thief. Right?
No, well we have a tradition. We have a tradition of describing certain activities by the ordinary Joe. In a particular way. And,
but like how far this big shot, no, you would say thief. You know,
this is a long tradition of this.
You call mine, what they call it now? Fraudulent conversion, how they call it now? Embezzlement? Or if it's very big, I bet you don't tell me when it's very big what you call it. You see, I put your passport there, you can't tell it. When it's massive, you don't tell
there is something, my friend, that I won't be saying on your program. But you just read between the lines, and many things that you are saying is very, very clear for an ordinary man to understand.
But the other man not supposed to have no sense, no.
Well, that is not so true, you know. Because you see, I tell a man about the street university.
Oh, I love the street university.
Is many a times way ahead of.
And by the way,
all of those great universities across the world.
And this university that you're on right now, which you're one of the lecturers, of course, is a very great one.
Well,
and many persons have told me. I'm telling you, many persons have told me that the Vernon Bay have listened to this program and learned quite a bit.
To be here.
Yes, man. Boy,
my take is that we must be more honest with our...
Oh, by the way, I never tell you the answer,
yeah.
When it gets massive now, you call it a scandal. Now, when you have a scandal, you know how you deal with that? You have a commission of inquiry.
Yes.
And then that's the end of it. Gonna go for the break right now, Mr. Valentine. You stay with us. I tell you what, it might be a little long. We probably might have to call you back if you don't mind. So don't make your phone busy, you know. Or else I'll write you up permanently. I'll write down some of my friends in the political arena.
I sure hope that it don't get to that.
I have you as a good somebody, you know. I don't have one against you already.
Well, I try each day to be a good.
And you know, I'm very sympathetic to the trade union movement. Say when I treat me good.
Yeah, man, you have always.
Yeah, man.
And that is one of the reasons why I have to ensure, no matter how I have to cut and clear, I have to make time for you.
I don't want to be busy, I know that, but...
In fact, I'm honored to be on your program.
Yeah, man, always great to have. Let's go. So we'll call you back then. So we're going to have
I'll wait your call.
All right, then. So having a good chat here with Mr. Granville Valentine, the president for the National Workers Union, And I bet you a program like this is good for those who probably didn't do civics in school, those who are studying the trade union movement. Yes, he's saying quite a bit here. Lawyers out there, yeah, you need to listen. Workers, you need to listen, because when you listen and you learn and know what's happening, you'll be more empowered. I really hope security guards pass their own information. I know some of you are not going to call because you don't want to be identified. I understand. But, you can always get in touch with me privately. All right? Okay. I'm your friend Vernon Darby. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. This is Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. So come back.
You got me working, and we're pushing it in every way. Yeah. You got me working, and we're putting in every day. You got me working, and we're pushing it in every way.
You've been so good to me, and I adore you today, forever and ever. I will love you, Jesus. Oh yes, Father, I adore you. Na 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 na, na 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 na, magnify His name. Na 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 na, na 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 na, give Him all the praise. Na 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 na, na 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 na, magnify His name. I give Him the praise. Na 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 na, na 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 na, give Him all the praise. When I stand and I look to the sky, I'm not looking for birds, I'm not looking for signs. I'm beholding the glory of God and the beauty created for you and for I. So I know that God is love, 'cause He sure don't deserve what He's done for this earth. He gave us the rain, the wind and the sky, the sun and the moon and the starlight that shines. Yes, shines. Jesus, I adore you. I'm gonna magnify His name. Oh yes. I'm gonna give Him all the praise. Magnify His name. Lift you up, Jesus. Give Him all the praise. Got to love Him with all of my heart and my soul and my strength and with all of my mind. Love my neighbor as I love myself, to fulfill God's command. That is all I desire. All things are possible if we only have faith, if we only believe. Walk in His way, in truth and in light. Receive eternal life. Oh, eternal life. That's why I'm singing. Oh, na 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 na. Magnify His name. Magnify the name of Jesus. All the praise. His holy name, His precious name, His marvelous name. His name is Jesus. All the praise. Gonna give Him praises, praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Give Him praises, praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Give Him praises, praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Give Him praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Yeah, yeah. When I stand and I look to the sky, I'm not looking for birds, I'm not looking for signs. I'm beholding the glory of God and the beauty created for you and for I. So I know that God is love, 'cause we sure don't deserve what He's done for this earth. He gave us the rain, the wind and the sky, the sun and the moon and the starlight that shines. Oh, Jesus, that shines. That's why I'm singing. I wanna magnify Your name. Just sweet Your precious name. You've been real, 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 real good to me. I'm giving You praises. Magnify His name. Praises. Get your praises on. I'm giving You praises. Glory. Praises. Glory, You're so good
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And coming up right now, time is really slipping by. Yes, we go right up until, it's now at 15:06. We go right up until 1600 hours. Yeah, so you continue to stay with us. But right now, we'll have meditation, Bible reading, and you should know that. Then I will come with your weather forecasts. Stay with us. Vernon Darby saying to you, don't move.
The great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land.
I am Apostle Anna K. Israel. This is the Line of Judah Prophetic Ministry. Our biblical quotation will be taken from Psalms 23 verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Isaiah 41 and verse 10 says, Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yea, I will uphold you with the righteousness of my hands. There is no power in fear. Fear is the absolute opposite of faith. You cannot be successful when you're fearful. Fear contends with faith. There is 366 biblical verse admonishing us not to fear. As you go on your day to day, hallelujah, increase in faith, increase in strength, increase in joy. For the Lord your God is with you as a mighty and a terrible one. Yahweh bless you. Until next time, Shalom. I am Apostle Anna K. Israel. This is the Line of Judah Prophetic Ministry.
When I tread the fage of Jordan, beneath my arm shall speak subside.
113. Praise ye the Lord. Praise, O ye servants of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord from this time forth forevermore. From the rising of the sun until the going down of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. The Lord is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto the Lord our God, who dwelleth on high, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in the earth. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth the needy out of the dunghill, that he may set him with princes, even with the princess of his people. He maketh the barren woman to keep house, and to be joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord.
I'm Vivian Crawford. Did you know that there was a time in Jamaica when we did not have police force or soldiers as part of the security? Only night watchmen. Yes, night watchmen. Police force was established in 1866. Those days, prior to 1866, they used local volunteers. They were formed as a part of self-defense. And we learn a lot from what happened in terms of how people behaved. For instance, the Maroons in Accompong behaved and cooperated so well, no problem to the government then, that King George II of England sent to them his prayer book as used at Windsor Castle. And then in 1839, 1 year after the abolition of slavery, Governor Charles, Sir Charles Metcalfe, wrote in his report to England that the behavior was so perfect. Yes, you didn't know that? You should have known that.
Well, there you have it. And of course, at this time, we now take a look at the weather. So as soon as I get that up on my screen, I'll go right into that. Okay, let me see if I get the first one up. It's not up as yet. Okay, we have first a press release from the Meteorological Office of Jamaica. It says, I think we have, seems as if we have two today. It says, at 4 a.m., the low pressure system was centered near latitude 10.5 degrees north, longitude 75 degrees west. The system is moving towards the north near 22 kilometers per hour. A northwest to north motion is expected during the next couple of days. On the forecast track, the center of the low will approach the coast of North Carolina through tonight and then move across eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, and the Delmarva Peninsula Saturday and Sunday. Maximum sustained winds are near 85 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Some additional strengthening is forecast during the next day or so, and the low is expected to become a tropical storm before it reaches the coast of North Carolina. Regardless of whether it becomes a tropical storm, the system is expected to bring tropical storm conditions to portion of the southeast and mid-island coasts. Formation chance through 48 hours, high 70%. Formation chance through 7 days, high 70%. Potential tropical cyclone 16 is not a threat to Jamaica. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor the progress of the system. Also, at 4 a.m., the center of post-tropical cyclone Nigel was located near latitude 40.3 degrees north, longitude 32.6 degrees west. The post-tropical cyclone is moving towards the northeast near 59 kilometers per hour, and this general motion is expected to continue for the next day or so. A slower northward or north-northwestward motion is expected this weekend. Maximum sustained winds are near 110 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Gradual weakening is forecast during the next couple of days. Post-tropical cyclone Nigel is not a threat to Jamaica. This is the last advisory that the Meteorological Service will issue on this system. All right, so let me move to another one, and that is the marine forecast. And I'm trying to get that up, and that is not up as yet. But if you give me a few seconds, I should have that up. Right. So I think that is coming up right now. So give me another second or two, and we should have right. Now we have it. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica marine forecast issued at 5 a.m. on Friday, September 22. Valid for 24 hours from 6 a.m. on Friday to 6 a.m. on Saturday. Severe weather warnings for small craft and water sports. Inshore North Coast, none. Inshore South Coast, none. Pedro Bank, none. Morant Bank, none. Forecast summary. Inshore North Coast zone expecting light easterlies and northeasterlies today with waves up to 1 meter. Tonight, expect light southeasterlies and southerlies with waves up to 1 meter. Isolated thunderstorms are expected tonight. Inshore South Coast zone expecting light southeasterlies this afternoon with waves up to 1 meter. Otherwise, expecting light northeasterlies and northerlies with waves 0.5 to 1 meter. Isolated thunderstorms are expected beginning this afternoon. Pedro and Morant Banks expected light to moderate easterlies with waves 1 to 1.5 meters. Isolated thunderstorms are expected tonight. Significant weather features. A trough across Jamaica is producing light to moderate easterlies and partly cloudy skies with isolated thunderstorms across the area. Outlook for 6 a.m. on Saturday to 6 a.m. on Sunday. The trough is expected to remain across the island. Expect light to moderate easterlies along with occasional scattered thunderstorms across most zones. Now for your local forecast for September 22, 2023. Significant feature trough across Jamaica. Comment, this trough is expected to remain across Jamaica for the next few days. 24-hour forecast. This afternoon and evening, widely scattered thunder showers across southern parishes and hilly inland areas elsewhere. Tonight, partly cloudy, lingering thunderstorms are likely. Now, today's forecast for selected towns and cities. Showers expected in Morant Bay, thunder showers in Kingston, Half a Tree, Portmore, Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, Santa Cruz. So they have it again. Thunder showers expected in Kingston, Half a Tree, Portmore, Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, Santa Cruz, and Black River. Also in Savannah Lamar, thunder showers. In Negril, showers. Port Antonio, partly cloudy. Same thing for Port Maria, Oterias, St. Anne's Bay. For Brownstown, thunder showers. And for Falmouth, mostly cloudy. Now the maximum temperature for Kingston today, 35 degrees Celsius. And for Montego Bay, 33 degrees Celsius. 3-day forecast starting tomorrow. Saturday, isolated morning showers across eastern parishes, otherwise partly cloudy. Widely scattered afternoon and evening thunder showers across central and western parishes. Nighttime thunderstorms are likely. Sunday, partly cloudy morning, windy scattered afternoon and evening thunder showers across most parishes, especially northern parishes. Nighttime thunderstorms are likely. Monday, cloudy with periods of showers and thunderstorms. Other current regional weather features. Potential tropical cyclone 16 to 525 kilometers south of Cape Hatteras, I'm not sure that pronunciation, Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, USA. An area of low pressure across the eastern tropical Atlantic has a high chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 7 days. A tropical wave approaching the eastern Caribbean. So there you have it for your local weather forecast. As I keep saying at the end of this, that the moment you have the possibility of thunder showers, you see skies look pretty dark, then it is not advisable for persons to be on the field about to play football or netball or anything like that, because, as you know, lightning can strike at any time. All right, you're listening to Omega Radio coming from Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, this is Vernon Darby, your host of Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. And of course, we're going to get back to Mr. Granville Valentine as we get that theme up again. Yeah.
You got me working, and we're pushing it in every way.
And Mr. Granville Valentine, great to have you back, my friend.
It's my pleasure, my friend. Anytime to advocate for the working class people.
Oh, yes. Now, we have covered a number of things. So we might have one last break and keep you for another 5 minutes or so after we have another break at about 3:30. Are there any developments on the industrial scene, whether in the bauxite sector or any other sector that you need to?
The biggest concern right now has to do with outstanding matters as it relates to the public sector workers. You know,
okay.
As it relates to increment and a few others like some traveling benefits, some outstanding. But there is also one that I won't go too deep in, but you might have heard it, the Water Commission.
Yes.
You know, where people are very restive over some condition of work and some stuff that is happening. But there are some discussions taking place with the management, the minister, representative of management.
Right.
Because the main issues is with management. And you will hear some more about it, and we hope that good sense will prevail on all sides.
And you're under orders that I must hear first.
Pardon me?
You're under orders that I must hear first.
Yes, man.
I'll give you trouble. But listen.
But at the same time, we as responsible leaders,
yes.
doing everything within our power to ensure that, because of mishaps and disputed matters at the workplace, that the general public does not suffer any consequences at all. So it will only be at last resort, where you find things going there. And we are talking. Where the dialogue takes place, and as long as we are talking, things will happen.
Yes.
So, let's ask our members to be a little patient.
I was listening to the news, I think it's sometimes last week, and I think there were some criticisms about the management of the NWC.
Right.
And there were some criticisms of the management of the NWC. And the chairman, forgive me if I'm not quoting him as accurately as I should, he was the impression I got from him was that the companies don't make it a profit. I was quite surprised, but it's making a profit. Therefore, the management is doing well. My position, my opinion, that one should not judge a company or the management of a company. Let me make it very clear. I am not saying that the management is not performing well. I'm only making... Go ahead.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I believe that anyone that speaks for on behalf of the management, then at that time, with more information that they would have now, may would have a different opinion. And I'm not blaming a chairman, because when you go to a board meeting, you deal with policies and you take reports from management.
Hold on, I'm going to stop you right there, so Master. There are some persons on boards who feel that you only deal with policies as to what they need to learn, that the box, it goes right up the ladder to the Prime Minister. But the box stop to a certain extent stops with you. So if you sit down in a board meeting and just go through papers, and if you believe that is a reflection of what is happening in the company, then you need to have a second thought about it. It doesn't work like that.
Most definitely.
And sometimes the board... Yes.
And I listen to say, we don't have problems with all the management. In fact, we don't have problems with the majority of the management.
Right.
In fact, there is a management union that represents maybe about 200, 250 management, and they too have the same.
That sounds like a well-managed company, Mister.
They too have the same problems we have with particular managers. So the issue of concern is with maybe two or so managers. So, but we don't want to
the details of it, right?
Yes, the details in the.
But my thing, unless the union are a set of troublemakers, and the workers too. Mark, I will have some comments to make about the workers too. We have to look at. You have to look at the system, because if there are problems with the management, it means therefore, unless persons are being very petty, it has to do with how these persons were socialized, how they were trained, are they following company policies or not? Because it means something is not right. When you're having problems with one or two members, it sounds as if something is not right somewhere. Well, I can tell you, while the company might say that it's making a profit or things are going well, I would say to the chairman of the board and other board members, have you consulted, have you carried out a poll and find out what the consumers think?
Well, I'm sure that you would have seen documentation as to what the concerns are.
Yes.
And those concerns are real. Those concerns are...
Yeah. But what concerns are the average person they have, with the Water Commission? Them dig up the road And then left the same way.
Well, that part, so Darby, I can't speak.
No, I know that. No.
I have to investigate.
I know, but I'm only telling you that the chairman must try to carefully.
No, but I wouldn't partake in that part of the discussion.
No. I'm just making that comment. You're here. You don't have to
you're
comment.
Making the comment.
Yes,
right.
man, I'm making the comment. You're just here.
I have to make it very clear.
No. One of us do that when I'm on air and I have a guest. And I said to my guests, especially if you are public servants, there are certain things you can't say. And if you're into a negotiation with the company, there are things you can't touch because, negotiations have to proceed in a era of trust and confidence and so on. But I'm speaking, I know I'm speaking to the chairman. That so you cannot sit in a board meeting with all your board members. And of course you get a lovely meal and it'll be a lovely room and you'll be enjoying yourself. If you think that everything is fine and fantastic, then something is wrong somewhere. And so it's so sanky. We have a caller. Let's go on this caller. Take this caller before we continue. Good afternoon. How are you? Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from St. Elizabeth. Is this Pastor Mannings?
No, this is Vernon Darby. He comes on in the morning.
He comes on in the morning.
Right. So you want to talk to him tomorrow? You have to call back on Monday so you can talk to him.
Okay, but you could give me some prior though.
Let me tell you what, we're going near to the break. I tell you what, Pastor, just a minute again. Just hold that line for me there and we just get into that. Pastor Boyne is here with me. I tell you what, I might have to, we're having a challenge. Can you wait until we come back after the break? Can you hold on or it's too long for you to hold?
Okay, I'll call back.
All right, just continue your list. Okay. All right, thank you very much for your understanding, ma'am. Okay. All right. Okay then. You only have about a minute, so you make your final points, and then we have to probably conclude at that point.
Well, my take is that we have a duty and responsibility to our country, right? But we have as trade union leaders and labor leaders who are advocates for the working class people. Mm-hmm. We have a duty and responsibility that we must continue to maintain and fulfill. And we trust that good sense will prevail on our side.
Right.
One thing we don't want
to
go
have 10
back
seconds left.
is the adversarial type of working condition.
We'll have to go now, but guess what, Mr. Valentine? You have not completed that statement. So you know what that means?
I'll have to come back.
I'm terrible.
Yes, my friend, I will.
Every day. You got me working, and we're pushing it in every way. Some have to hustle, and some have to grind. Some get it easy, some have it to grind. You got me working, 'cause money is time. Go on and get yours, 'cause no one's gonna hand it to you. No one's
to stop dancing kind of music, man. But you know, the two are still a move, but. Just another Saturday night, hit a beat at the drums, and I know the party's going on. And all my friends are going away. I got nowhere to play, and the beat is going on and on. Just another Saturday night, hit the beat at the drums, and I know the party's going on. And all my friends are going away. I got nowhere to play, and the beat is going on and on. So you know my mind, what a plot, what a sign. The devil want him if he go cross the line. Put me not straight, I guess so me a stay. The Father command me and me a fear. All in on me mind, yeah, me feel like would have broke out. Rebuke the feeling they and Jesus wanna shock out. Tell the devil say that he might get out. Our Father God run the road. Just another Saturday night, he beat at the drums, and I know the party's going on. And all my friends are going away. I got nowhere to play, and the beat is going on and on and on and on. Just another Saturday night, he beat at the drums, and I know the party's going on. And all my friends are going away. I know where to play, no, going on and on. Send me a tablet truth. Enough time me hear the DJ lyrics on it cute. Me have to looking at myself and rebuke that they vibe, not go take that they root. Christ had the truth. Right now the devil vex to hold me affects me. Not go run down my fence. None of them and none of legs. Lord, what a stress. The devil want test, but me no expect nothing more, no less. Just another Saturday night, he's a beat at the drums, and I know the party's going on and on. And all my friends are gone away. I got nowhere to play, and the beat is going on and on and on and on. Just another Saturday night, he's a beat at the drums, and I know the party's going on and the drum and the drum and the way and the drum where to play, and the beat is going on and on. So you know me mind, what a plot, what a sign. The devil want him if he go cross the line, but me not stray. I guess so me a stay. The Father command me and me a fear.
Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. This is Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. Of course, we're coming to you live from Kingston, right here in New Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting at 89.1 and 89.3 on the FM band, and also in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 on the FM band. Of course, you can get us on the internet at www.omegalas.com. That's, you just type in that, www.omegalas.com, and you can listen to us. You can also download the app on your phone, yes, and listen to Omega Radio. And of course, you know this wonderful station helping persons not only here but also overseas. And if you feel so inspired, and I know you do feel inspired, that you feel that sort of energy, that kind of will, the feeling to say, listen, if something is good, I must do something for it to continue. And I am of the belief that when something is good, then you must do something good so good continues. If you don't, if you put your hands together for it, then evil will take over. And you know, Omega Radio is a local and international radio station. It's aired all over the world. It's a Christian radio station, and we have a telethon which we have every quarter aimed at raising funds for the Omega station overseas. We are now, the telethon started on Sunday, September 10, and it continues until October 1. Omega Church Radio is run by Bishop Wayne Manning and Pastor Elizabeth Manning. And if you feel so touched of the work we're doing here, of helping people, preaching the gospel, and those who want to, as a matter of fact, let me tell you before, those who want to call me, the lines are open, but let's tell you what, I go back to that afterwards. And so for those who really want to do something and to contribute to the work that we are doing here, overseas, if you have the Cash App, this is the code for the Cash App, it's $WOIB 1019. So those who use Cash App, the code for that is $WOIB 1019. Those who use Zelle to transfer funds, Zelle, the number is 954 773 4444. So, those who are on Zelle, if you feel that need to support a wonderful station that is catering for the needs of the people, not only of Jamaica but the world, then if you use Zelle, the number is 954 773 4444. And you can also go online, right? Yes, there's a link there where you can go online and you can make your donations there. This is the link, www.omegachurchradio.com. Well, let me give you that again. Make sure that you write it down. Yeah, you ready? www.omega, that's OMEGA, churchradio.com. So it's www.omegachurchradio.com. And for those of you who can go to the Jamaica National right here in Jamaica, the number is 200 267 789. All right, so for those who are in Jamaica, you can go to the Jamaica National to make your contribution to the wonderful work that we are doing at this station. The number at the Jamaica National, the account number is 200 267 And of course, Mega Radio, yeah, we are on Facebook and YouTube, and yes, we are all over the place. And after this, I must tell you, those who want to call, this is a Friday afternoon, so we will be playing some great music. And those of you who want to call in, and Pastor Bowen is here, and you want her to pray for you. Somebody had called before, and that person said they would call back. You can call, and of course, Pastor Bowen will pray for you, because there are many of us out there, we're having our trials and tribulations, and we just want somebody to spend some time to pray with us. And that Pastor Bowen is right here, sitting and ready, waiting for you. Let me just remind you of the number to call, or the numbers to call, 876-613-9129. That's 876-613-9129. The toll-free number is 877-494-0253. That is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. So, we'd love to hear from you. It's now, time is slipping by. It's now 15:42. I just got this press release from the Integrity Commission. It says for immediate release, September 22, 2023. The circumstances which surround the unfortunate incident which occurred yesterday, Thursday, September 21, in which a member of the Integrity Commission's leadership team was injured, is under investigation by the police. The Commission will, therefore, not make any comment on it. The Commission, however, wishes to make it clear that neither it nor its executive director is conveying any blame on the government for the incident. To the extent that this is being suggested, it is not the case, and the executive director apologized for any misinterpretation that his comment may have caused. The Commission wishes to advise the public that it has been in communication with the government about a number of security-related issues and concerns. Now, it is great to have this press release from the Integrity Commission, but I must say I'm one of those. I was quoted elsewhere too as asking him to resign. I'm one of those who believe that when you occupy a certain position, one has to be very careful of how you express yourself and the circumstance, the mood, which includes the political mood and just a general mood of the country. Because you might say, I love you, but the mood that the country is in, it comes across as if you hate them. So when you're communicating, you have to careful how you communicate, because not only what you communicate is important, but how it is said, your mood, your body language, but then your audience, because while you might transmit something, there might be confusion, there might be noise on the line, and what you think you're transmitting, it is not what is transmitted to the receiver. So you cannot say, that is not what I said. No, you have to take into consideration that you're trying to communicate an idea and you want a specific response. If you're not getting it, then you can't turn around and blame the receiver. You are the communicator. You have to look at yourself. And if I might be presumptuous enough to give the executive director some suggestions, I would say to you, you need to probably let your public relations officer or whoever you have there do more of the speaking, because your attitude is coming across in a way where it rubs people the wrong way. Your personality is not coming across a way that endears people to you. Your role is very, very important. And because your role and the role of the commission is very important, one cannot afford for, of course, there are persons who will tear down the commission. I ignore them. Some of them are just waste of time. They will. But you as the executive director and those who are as commissioners, I think they are called commissioners, you have to be very careful. And I must tell you, some of you tend to talk too much. Sometimes you just need to do your work and let your work speak for yourself. Because sometimes you talk and you create more confusion and create more noise in the audience. For example, when he was asked, I can't remember exactly what question was asked by the executive director, but the response, oh Lord, I don't know why you made that response, sir. And I'll apologize for it. It was just bad. Ask the government. No. That in itself probably means absolutely nothing, but it will be interpreted in a particular way based on what is happening in the society and based on what has happened in the past. You can't make a comment and say, I didn't do anything wrong like that. You can't. Because, as I keep saying on this program, perception is real. And reality is not real unless perceived. So, if you tell the people that you love them and they perceive that you are a hypocrite, then you are. And if you say it in a particular way, you are going to elicit a particular response. I am still of the opinion that the attitude, the mannerism, the personality of the man is probably getting in the way in terms of communication. And probably, Mr. Christie, you probably need to just cut out the Twitter. Probably I need to ban you from Twitter. And only speak when you have something to say and put it in writing. Let your PR person look at it. And some persons said that probably was with what happened, he was under stress. But that is what leadership is about. When you're in a particular position, you're expected to remain calm, just like the captain of a ship. Even when the Titanic is going down, the captain has to stay and make sure that all is okay. Because if the captain loses his head, and he is the head, then what will happen? The crew and the passengers will be just like a headless chicken. And you know what happens to a headless chicken. I'll continue to use this program to help. I don't know, I seem to have been given certain talents and wisdom. I give God thanks for it. I'm not any expert, but I'm happy that quite a few persons in this country, they do listen to me. And I hope to God that I'm a voice of reason and good sense. And those who believe in good sense and a voice of sound reasoning will listen to what I say. Many of our leaders in the country need to humble themselves. All right? Mrs. Dalrymple stepped aside. Good for you, ma'am. Yes, that's how we do it. Don't vex with nobody. Step aside. You're probably not wrong, you know. But it is alleged. And based on those allegations, step aside. Hopefully, let us congratulate her now for that, and hope that if we congratulate her, we'll be able to congratulate others who will also step aside. So when you do certain things, you step aside. As I love the statement, you pack your bags and go. That's how we can have honesty and we can have integrity in the nation, which is sadly lacking. And myself here speaking on radio, please feel free to criticize me. Some persons have called me. I'm not above criticism. But if I'm good on radio, I'm good because there are persons who criticize me and give me suggestions. So those who have ears to hear, let them hear. All right, I have a long list here. I should get Pastor Boy, I have a long list here because I didn't get to do it yesterday. Wow, let me hope I can go through very quickly for those persons who are celebrating their birthday. In Dominica, we have Stephen Alfred. Long to go back to Dominica. Fitz Jackson, yes. I spoke to him this morning. Mr. Fitz Jackson, how you do? Have a wonderful day, my brother. So one politician, you can agree with him, you can disagree with him, and you can still have him as a friend. That's great. Great person. Alric Brown there from the Brown, massive Brown family, yes. Birthday today, have a wonderful day. Also, let me see, Reverend Garnet Roper. I need to check up on him. I know that he was having some health challenges. Need to check up on him and find out what is happening. For anybody who's listening, yes, I'd love to know how Reverend Roper is doing. Also, that's all. Guess what? These persons I mentioned before celebrated their birthday yesterday. I didn't mention it yesterday. Elena Rodney, yes, celebrated her birthday yesterday. Now, today we have Kevin Sinclair. Who's this now? I have Mama Julia. I'm not too sure who's that. Anyway, that's what I have. Probably somebody said that to me. And then also we have Denzi. Oh, Desi Jones, oh, musician. Yeah, you have a wonderful day, my friend. You never know who you're born to. And Christine King is celebrating her birthday today. And then Saturday, that's tomorrow, Antoinette Richards, that's my cousin there in Atlanta. Maki, the conscious reggae singer there, celebrates his birthday on Saturday. Also, my fighter friend there, one of the first persons I met in broadcasting, that is Mr. Barry Gordon, Barrington Gordon, yeah, broadcaster. Yes, my friend, you continue to be strong. Also, on Saturday, Dr. Kevin Miller celebrates his birthday on Saturday. Yes, let me go back up again. He's a lecturer in computing at the UWI. And let me see, now we have on Saturday also Arietta McLean, Amar Bashko. All these persons will celebrate their birthday on Sunday. Khalil Parchment and Dr. Raquel Lowe Jones. Hey, Doc, how you doing? Good afternoon to Dr. Marjorie Vassal. Yes, you're the best, Doc. You have a wonderful day. Then we have some countries that are celebrating their independence. We have Armenia. That's yesterday. Oh, celebrated their independence yesterday. So we have Armenia, Belize, and Malta. Then today we have Mali. And I think Mali is in Africa, I think, yeah. Then on Saturday we have Saudi Arabia, Guinea, Bissau, and you have to forgive me sometimes. I don't get the pronunciation. I don't normally call these countries. I think it's Guinea, Bissau. I'm going to double check after, yes. And then we have no international days. Thursday, we have International Day of Peace. That was yesterday. Pastor Boyd didn't get to mention that one. International Day of Peace yesterday. Then, wow, World Alzheimer's Day was also yesterday, and that's something, that's wrecking the lives of many of us. But, part of life, what do you do? Sunday is World Maritime Day. And there you have it, a very, very long list. And just want to close off again. Remember that the telethon continues, and for Omega Radio, and you'll hear various speakers coming on air and talking about that. We expect you to give us your great support. Omega Radio local and international radio station. Yes, we are a Christian radio station, and we have a telethon every quarter raising funds for the Omega station overseas. Yes, we started on Sunday, September 10, and it ends on October 1, 2023. The Omega Church Radio is run by Bishop Wade Manning and Pastor Elizabeth Manning. So, if you feel so moved, do. I've given all the numbers that you can call And I give you probably, I tell you what, we're coming near to the end of the show. So I will talk about that on Monday again. So you make sure you continue to support the wonderful work that we are doing here at the station. Pastor Boyne, thank you very much, man. Boyne, you have a wonderful weekend. And we went through pretty well. Thank you very much for your support. Thanks to all the guests who came on today. Thanks to those in the sales department, all the staff, everybody. They're quite good to me here. They give me moral support and so. So thanks to everybody for supporting me. To all those who listened, please do spread the word. This is a wonderful station. And I must tell you, for those, I did mention that before, you can send me messages for complaints in terms of water. You can send it to me directly 24/7. I work 24/7 to 816-5261. You can also go on my site at the Bark the Truth site, and you can register your complaints there in confidence about water, about light, personal things, and of course, yours truly will deal with it. So when I come off the air, yes, that's when my work starts. So my time on radio is not completed until I go home and do the other work just for you, my listeners. And I do it. Why? Because I love you, I love people, and I think at this point in my life, what better way to use my life but to serve others. Thank you very much for staying with me. And I know Pastor Boyne, I see our fingers itching there to get something going for us on the turntable. I leave you with this one. When a man finds a girl, his friend will ask how she looks. When a girl finds a man, her friends will ask what he does. Interesting, human nature. But guess what? Find somebody who you care and you love for and you want to stay with for the rest of your life. That's somebody to abuse. So I'll read that again. When a man finds a girl, his friends will ask how she looks. When a girl finds a man, her friends will ask what he does. We must do it because we love and care for one another. Let me tell you something. If you don't love people, you can't love one person. Psyche doesn't think so. You must love everybody. Hey, it's a beautiful afternoon. Yes, it's now time to head out of here. And to all of you on our roads, please, I beg you, or do not pilot, do not fly in the sky. Please take it easy on our roads. Drive, don't fly on our roads. To all the police officers, thank you very much for the work you're doing. To all the teachers and nurses, yes, and all the doctors who are going to hell of those hospitals, yes. And I still don't hear anything further about what happened at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. It was a horrible scene. So, hey, Pastor Boyne, ready to rock, ready to roll, yeah. Stay with us, Fred and Darby, love you all. Walk with my friend.
Come send but the devil go down hell. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in and they are safe. My safety is in Jesus. My protector is Jesus. When I'm in trouble, I call that name. Jesus. My burden bearer. Jesus. My heavy load shield. Jesus. My bridge over troubled water. Jesus. Stick closer than a brother. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. I beg you call that name. Jesus. I beg you call that name. Jesus. When my family forsake me. Jesus. When I'm feeling lonely. Jesus. When I have no money. Jesus. All kind of problems surround me. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. I beg you call